and welcome to another episode of my Learning Photoshop series. Now in this episode I want to have a look at two great new features in the new release of Photoshop CC 2015 and Adobe Camera Raw 9. It's the new Hdr and Panorama feature. And what you may say is new about that? Well, it's now built into Adobe Camera Raw 9. And it returns the HDR or the panorama as a DNG file, which gives us much more latitude when editing, as it's still in a RAW format and it's not pixel based. So let's jump right in and have a look at the HDR. So first I'm going to go to Bridge. I'm going to select all three of these images here, and then I'm going to double click for it to open them up in Camera Raw. And when it does here, actually I've got my three images here. I'm going to hold the control key down and I'm going to select the other two images. And it's been redesigned a little bit this as well now. So they call this now the film strip, and we've got a film strip flyout menu, this little symbol up in the corner. And if I click on that, I can select Merge to HDR. Now off it goes, doing its thing. Now when it's done, we get the HDR preview box. Now there isn't a lot you can do in here, but make sure that Align Images and Auto Tone are selected. You can have a deghosting option, you can switch it on, make it low, medium or high, and you can have an overlay to show you where the deghosting is happening. But these were set on a tripod, so there's not likely to be much deghosting, if any, going on here, so I'm going to leave that switched off. And then I'm going to click Merge. It'll then ask me where do I want to save it. Well, I'll save it back to the same folder, but you'll see here the good thing is that it's now saving it as a DNG file, so it's still a RAW file. So I'll call it that, and then I'll just click Save. And here it is rendering out this HDR as a DNG file. So now I can finish off any work I need to do on it in Camera Raw. I can check the exposure, maybe add a bit of contrast, the blacks, maybe add a bit of clarity, nice bit of vibrance maybe. So I can absolutely finish that off now with all the power of Camera Raw. And what I've done, I've got two options. I can click either Open Image, which will open it up in Photoshop, or I can click Done, which will update the preview in Bridge. So I'm just going to click Done, and I'll just bring Bridge to the front again to see. And there you see here, I've now generated that HDR as a DNG file. Right, well that's the HDR feature. What about the panorama? Well, let's go and find some panorama images. There we go. Let's go into panorama. And here, well, I'll just get rid of that. That's from the last time I did it, so we'll just delete that one. Okay, I've got my three images here that I want to make into a panorama. So again, I'm going to select them. I'm going to then double click to open them up in Camera Raw. Exactly the same as before, I'm going to select all those images, and then from the little flyout menu on the film strip, I'm going to select Merge to Panorama. We've got the Merge to Panorama preview. You've got three options for your projection. Try cylindrical, or we can try perspective. I think it's a bit too distorted, so I'm going to stick with spherical. And then we'll leave auto crop on. And if you turn auto crop off, you get these transparent pixels because of the distortions that are taking place in making all the images fit together. So I'm going to leave auto crop on so it gives me a nice straight edge. And then I'm going to click Merge. Again, ask me do I want to save it? Well, yes I do. And again, it's saving it as a DNG file. So I'm going to click Save. And then again, I've got options. Do I want to open it in Photoshop, or do I just want to update the DNG file? Well, I'm just going to click Done to update the DNG file. And here it is. All done and dusted, my 3-image pano as a DNG file. Now how cool is that? Well, that's it. 2 cool new features in Camera Raw 9. Thank you so much for joining me in this episode. Please remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel where there are many more free resources. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.